Alright people, so here we go. We're working on cable management. I have 4 controllers on there. I still got one more I gotta put on. I'm waiting on PCIe and CPU power cables. CPU cables that go to the motherboard. Ordered from InSourced. So we're working on that. Cable management. So far, I think cable management is going well. We started putting the fittings. This is going to be a lot more interesting than I expected. I did that extra loop on the bottom because I had this extra loop right here. I went under, I went in, up, under, and then I'm going to come out this way. Since it was long enough, I thought I'd just do something, a little interesting, kind of, Now, we're waiting on these cables right here. The 4-pin, 6-pin, 6-pin, 4-pin, and an 8-pin. And then I also got the 4-pin fan connector as well. I got those extensions, so I'm gonna have those as well. So yeah, initially what I wanted to do was I wanted to run tubing all the way around, hard tubing on the top, but I just realized that I needed to have some type of flexibility for me to remove the bottom radiator. So to kind of make space and so it wouldn't look crowded, I kind of drilled the hole right here for this fitting. And have that, so then it can come from the radiator on the bottom into the into the CPU water block. From the CPU water block, we're gonna try to figure out how to get to this radiator, and then from this radiator to the GPU, and then from the GPU we're gonna go into the reservoir pump combo. So yeah, so that's what we're looking at. So we're on a standstill for those power cables. I can continue doing the loop, but I'm gonna take a break today. The cable management kind of kicked my butt a little bit. I'm not gonna be able to finish because I'm waiting on those 2 cables. So yeah, well, those 4 cables actually, waiting on 4 cables. So once I get those 4 cables, then I'll be able to definitively know exactly how I'm gonna route these cables, but for now this is the way it's working. I think it looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. I got a 6 terabar hard drive and M.2 512 gigabytes. I have 15 fans, people. There's 15 fans on this bad boy. It was purely cosmetic, so I have 3, 1, I have 2. That bottom one didn't fit with the radiator, so I had to take it out. Actually have 16 fans, but this one doesn't have LED. This is for pure airflow. Excuse me. So yeah, so that fan does not fit with the bottom radiator, so I removed it, and I put 1 fan down there purely for airflow that does not have LED on it. So there's 3 in the front, a radiator, and then 3 on the outside. They're all push-pull. The radiator is on a push-pull combination. I can show you that in a second. And then there's 3 right here in the front. This is also in push-pull. So now if we transition over here, this is the bottom radiator. This is the inside. So this is in a push-pull configuration. That's what you're gonna see on the outside. Of course there's gonna be cover, but I did a push-pull configuration. I'm hoping that the wiring situation works out. I might have to switch it up because I have all the wires. Oh no, the wires are in the proper configuration. Only thing is that I have to flip it. So then the wires are supposed to be. The wires are going to be on this side, which technically, depending on how I get it situated, I'm going to be able to grab them from inside. I'm going to cables on this side, so the ports of the radiator are going to be on this side. And soft tubing obviously on the bottom, so I can have spigots. So I can have freedom of movement. So if I ever need to take this out for whatever reason, I can. Also, I have, as you can see, I have a nice little drain port, and I also have a drain port on the radiator down here. So in case I ever need to drain it, or I ever need to do maintenance, switch out well, obviously you need to drain it to do maintenance, but yeah, so if I ever need to drain it to do whatever I need to do, whether it's change the fluids or do maintenance, yeah. All in all, it's coming together, guys. All in all. But yet, I was hoping no more dilemmas. Even if we weren't waiting on the extensions, the reason why we need the extensions, because we were going to just do it with these cables. The unfortunate thing is that because these cables are not long enough to reach the power supply all the way on the bottom configuration, I'm not able to connect it 100%. I can finish the loop right now. I just need a break. But if I had the power supply on this level, because this has 4 screws that you can unscrew and then put the power supply there. If I would have had the power supply there, then the cables probably would have been able to reach. Not 100% sure, but they did seem like they would have. But I'd like to keep the power supply down there. And then maybe I can find something to put back there to take up that space, so the computer doesn't look empty, you know. But when all these lights are on, it's gonna look pretty sweet, I believe. Can't wait till it's done. Once we finish this bad boy, then we're gonna complete and finish cleaning up this room and get everything situated. You know, the monitors are still MIA. They're in there, but they're on standby. I wanted to represent. We wanted to represent for the products that we purchased that we believe were worth the $1. So we have MSI and G-Skill. I'm definitely gonna have to give a shout out to all those. Oh, and I also got some LEDs for the screens. For the monitors. Got these LEDs for the monitors. I have 2 strips behind each monitor, and I also got an LED strip for the desk, so I can have lighting behind the desk. Went to Lowe's and got this bad boy. So longer than I need. It's 16 feet. This table's 80 by 30. So I have a little bit extra than what I need, and it's a plug-in, so it kind of makes it pretty sweet. Yeah, so these are all my tools, well, that I'm using so far. I'm gonna start bending soon. Here's the pipes. This is the hard tubing cutter. I wanted to be fancy. I got this from Jay's 2 cents. This idea, I kind of like it. So hopefully it works out the way it worked out for him, the way he was using it on his video. And this is the other desk where we have all our extra stuff: cables, fittings, fans, screws. This is a fan controller. Since I have so many fans, I considered using it. The only issue is that it does not control the RGB. So because it doesn't control the RGB, It really doesn't make sense for me to have it. I know you can't see this, but these are 3-pin. So the 3-pin are mainly, you can probably see that a little bit in there. So those are 3-pin fan connectors, and 3-pin fan connectors are not enough because the fans that I have are 5-pin. So yeah. Well, I have the Thermaltake RGB fans, the ring fans, 14 for the top, and then these bottom ones are 12 millimeter. So on the top of the case, everything is 14 or 140 millimeter, I believe. Yeah, 140 millimeter, and these are 120 millimeter because these are on the bottom, and the bottoms fit smaller. But now when it comes to, see, these are all 140. So this bottom fan also is 140. This was the one that originally came on the back, and I removed it and put it on the bottom because I wanted I didn't need that lighting since I'm gonna have lighting from every other fan. So not only that, we plan on eventually putting another one together. So we have some extra fans from the case, those 2 blue fans. Put those 2 blue fans on the other case that we have. That case has a huge fan on it already. Plus we have these extra fittings here, so we have extra pieces for the next build. Also have fan controllers, you know. Oh, we also have these cable management for, wire wraps for the CPU, PCIe cables, all those. I got this little handy dandy case for all the extra screws I can put in there at the end. These are from the fans when I initially put those fans in. I have these extra, so I just put that in there. So, and I also have these zip ties right here. I mean, not zip ties, these twist ties. And I also have some more on my windowsill. Some twist ties. So I can use, I have a bunch of Ziploc bags. I'm not sure what to do with them yet. Didn't want to toss them. And this bad boy, we're gonna put this bad boy on there. I'm not sure exactly where, but this bad boy is gonna go somewhere in here somewhere. I'm not sure. Just maybe, like, I don't know, like maybe up here. I don't know, somewhere for sure. We'll see. Or maybe I won't even put it on here. It would be nice though to have that on there. But yeah, guys, we got an MSI water block. It's a mono block actually. So this is the titanium Z270 X Power Gaming, 2 1080 Ti's and SLI. After we purchased them, we kind of noticed that SLI is kind of dying. So still gonna try to get our money's worth out of them. Got a rad in the front and rad in the back. Oh, we also have a i7 7700K CPU. The G-Skill RAM, Trident Z G-Skill. It has we have 4 16 gigabit at 3200 speeds. So, and not sure if you can see it under there, but we have the M.2. We got the 960 Pro, 512 gigabytes of SSD RAM. SSD memory storage, NVMe. So we're pretty excited about this build. We got this with a combination of gaming and editing in mind. So we hope that it lives up to our expectations, and we hope that we're able to produce phenomenal content for you guys to keep you guys interested, entertained, and inspired. Because I mean, what's What's entertainment without a little bit of inspiration? So this is not completely done. Still got some work to do. Alright guys, see you soon.